What is going on, crew? Welcome back to our podcast. And the reason why I'm saying podcast is because we don't know which podcast this one is going to be aired on. Because there's a lot of things going on. And good question that I was asked is, how do you keep your head in all this, like in crazy situations, right? As an entrepreneur, as a leader, as a manager, get a lot of things thrown at us. Like, we are in a time of, in our business right now, I think we are in a season of high stake migration, right? It's kind of like what I would call it. High stake migration / transition, high stake transition, right? And as I'm looking at it, I just got done writing out all the different areas that we're transitioning in. We've got our marketing. We've got a competitor that's impersonating us, causing our costs for applications and demos to go up, right? And then we're in the middle of transitioning from our current website to a new website to really increase conversions as far as like the website traffic. We're transitioning CRMs. We are also just transitioned developers. So we've got new dev, offboarded old dev. And then we're also we're in the middle of a product transition as well on the back end. We're implementing a completely new infrastructure and architecture and having pretty much had to invent a new way to write our code base to accommodate for the problematic errors that comes with language models and AI, right? And it's like, with all of this shit going on, like, man, I was talking to somebody and they're like, bro, I feel like you're experiencing like 10 years worth of business in a matter of a few months, you know? And it's like, how do you keep your head in everything? Or how do you manage the stress and all those things? And I'm like, man, good question. I don't know.
You just got to roll with the punches at times, you know what I mean? Because if you think about it too much, it'll probably bring you down more, to be honest with you.
I don't think about it at all. Like,
I know we had a conversation about a few weeks ago on here on the podcast where I was trying to like save somebody, like, you know, it was one of our other stuff that we were doing. And man, that felt a lot of stress, man, because it was a lot of money, you know, at our big accounts where we were going to have to give back. And the constant thinking overnight about it and everything, man, and that was just one client. Now there's like all this happening. If you get your mind in that gutter and it starts going down the rabbit hole, whoo, bro, tell you,
there's a lot of things that can happen. And I think I'm like, it's if I look at it at face value, we're in a very stressful situation. But I don't feel stressed out about it.
It's probably because we've been going through it.
It's like
for the last several years, especially with this business.
Yeah, it's almost like it's where I feel like I've gotten to a point where it's just become just another day at the office.
Well, because there's times where it feels like hey, all right, we got some light at the end of the tunnel, and then just out of nowhere, boom, and it just like.
It's because we reached new plateaus that break and expose the inefficiencies of the system and the infrastructure that got us there. Right? That's really what's happening as you reach a new level, right? And you reach a new level of breakthrough, what got you there isn't going to get you to the next level. Right? And as you're pushing to that next level, things are going to break. And I think for me, it's getting used to the chaos and ultimately losing the illusion of control. Right. My mentor did a really good job of kind of like, framing this for me, when we were building, ministries, right? He was like, the best way to strengthen bone is for it to break. And the reason why when you break a bone, that part of your body becomes prone to breaking and refracturing is because the healed bone is stronger than the rest of that part of your body, right? So force gets distributed unevenly now, which puts stress on a different part, and then that breaks until the entire part of that body is fully like reinforced with the new growth. So it's like the same thing with a business. As you start growing it and you're growing rapidly, something is going to break, and then you strengthen that part that breaks. So now that part becomes stronger than a different part. So when you start to grow again, that part isn't going to break, but then it's going to expose another area that's not as strong as that part that you just reinforced. So that part breaks. And then now you go in and you strengthen the part that just break, is that thing that's causing the most pain, right? And then now you fix this part that broke, and it's allows you to get to the next level. Now this exposes that this part's broke, and then you fix it, and then that allows you to get to the next level, which is going to expose another part that's broke, and so on and so forth. So it's like you're playing this game of reinforcing the areas that are exposed at this new stage of growth. And I think for me, that's really where we're at. And I think subconsciously it's that framework and that framing that I learned forever ago that's kind of like allow me to not stress out in these situations. You know, it's like, one, I believe God's got my back. So whatever happens is going to happen for my good. Right. If it means everything implodes and we lose everything, that's going to happen for my good. Right. And if hopefully it doesn't implode and it goes well, it's going to happen for my good. But regardless, I am fully convinced to my core that everything that's going to happen is going to happen ultimately to my benefit, regardless of the outcome. Right. And as I think about that, I think that's why I'm not stressed out, is because no matter what the outcome is, I'm fully convinced it's going to be to my benefit.
This time around, though, compared to our other ones where we experienced like this breaks, we get here, this breaks, we get here, etc. This time around, it's a little different though, because there's like 10 things are breaking at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
One of our developers left, which started with us since the beginning and built this behemoth of an infrastructure that needs to go live so other things of the product can work very efficient. So that new AI infrastructure, then a new developer, then our new AMs are still getting up to par, then the new website, then just the marketing. Bro, all this happened in a couple weeks. This is literally 2 weeks. It's just like bam, 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 bam. So it's not like, hey, marketing went down. How can we do it? Hey, cool. Hey,
there's a lot of things that's happening at the same time. And it's like, I think the other thing that is also helpful is like, I'm not doing it by myself. If I was doing it by myself, I think I would be very stressed out. Right. But it's like we have a team, and the team is handling the fronts, right? So we've got Ali, who's really owning getting the new infrastructure and architecture implemented. We've got, with our CRM migration, we've got TMG doing that and owning that. With the new website, we've got Rudy that's going to be implementing that and getting the new design done, right? With the account managers and like the product side, like we're tag teaming account managers. I'm overseeing the product, and we've got Johnny owning the product stuff and making sure those things get resolved and things like that. And I think that's really why I don't feel stressed out. Like I am fully convinced that we are going to be better as a result of everything that's happening right now. And that everything that's happening right now is happening for us and not to us.
I agree. Because I'm not fully stressed out or anything like that on Charlie's side. The reason why I got stressed out on the other thing, because it's just us, right? So there isn't this big team and, hey, can you handle this? Hey, can you that? It's kind of like all of it was on our shoulders. So that's why I felt it the most compared to like where with Charlie, there's rock stars every little part and they're doing everything to get us as quickly as possible back to like, hey, all right, heartbeats rolling. Let's push forward again now. So I think that's why I don't feel it too much either, because I can lean on people to help.
Yeah, exactly. Like the stress is evenly distributed across multiple people on the team. All right. And we've got people who are very capable. That's why I'm like, we've got very, very capable people on the team. And so I'm not concerned, right? I'm concerned, but I'm not scared, right? There are things that are terrifying, like the new AI, getting that architecture implemented is terrifying because it's literally changing the way that the code is being written, right? So that's exposed a lot of weaknesses in the dev team that are being fixed, right? So I feel good about the solution that's in place there and how that entire team as a whole is going to be substantially better than what they were before. I'm really grateful for the fact that our lead engineer essentially took a new opportunity and left. I'm beyond grateful for that because it just exposed the inefficiency of how that team was being ran, right? It wasn't being ran in a way it wasn't being ran in a way that was durable, right? And sustainable. So now having them gone and me stepping in to really oversee it, I'm like, okay, I see what we need to do better now with this team. All right. So now we put a plan in place to properly develop all of the engineers on our team and not just one. So I feel exceptionally good about that. And then the fact that when we have several studs on that team anyway. So it's not like we just had one stud that was doing everything. Everyone there is more than capable, right? So you just didn't have the opportunity to step up. They didn't have the opportunity to step up because of the way that the team was structured before and the foundation that was there, right? So we've got the old wineskin out and we've got new wineskin in, and now we can pour in new wine. And so if you don't know that analogy, essentially wineskin ages and expands to a certain point, right? And so when you put wine into a wineskin, wine as it ages, it ferments, right? And it starts to slowly expand. So when you put the wine into old wineskin, it's not going to expand any further. So it's not going to break, right? But if you take new wine and you pour it into old wineskin, it's going to break because that new one has to expand. But the old wineskin is it's not capable of expanding anymore. All right. So now we get to start with a clean slate, put in new processes in place that's going to support the expansion of what we're building. So that's what I'm really excited about. I'm like, yeah, we're out with the old wine and the old wineskin, and now we're pouring in new wineskin and we're pouring new wine. So that's going to allow us to expand even further and be better and stronger as a result of it. So, the transition is like an opportunity to actually really grow and learn as much as possible and be better. So that's why I'm excited about it. And I'm looking across all the different areas that we're improving is like the website. This is an opportunity to actually strengthen and make it better and communicate our message better, the value proposition of the product a lot better than we were before, and do it in a way that's dynamic and exciting. Right. And then, but yeah, I think that's why it's like we've got capable people on the team and they're passionate about solving the problems that they're dealing with in their department. All right. If the team wasn't passionate about solving problems in their department, then I think there'd be a problem. All right. So that's kind of like where we're at now is like understanding that things breaking is a part of the growth, right? And as people on the team become more capable, so does the business become more capable of handling many different battles on different fronts.
Mhm.
Right? Because if we look at it in a silo and we look at like each thing individually, it's really not that big of a deal for the departments that are dealing with it.
Correct. They just have to put a little extra effort, if anything. It's not like totally brand new thing that's happening. It's just like, nah, man, you just got to put a little effort more here just to get us to that little hump that we're dealing with. And then after that, it'll probably make that, it will make that department even better that you're going through this little, chaos, whatever you want to call it, for the next couple of weeks, because you're probably going to improve your skills. Two, you're probably going to put more effort into, maybe let me just talk AM specifically. One, you're going to improve your skills because you're going to have to figure out problems that are probably not going to show up normally because of the product and dev team are doing all this stuff. So you're probably going to see new things, which is going to improve your skills because you're going to have to go that much further on trying to figure out why it's happening. Two, it's probably going to better communication and reaching out to your clients more often than you would normally do. So when that 2-3 week period ends, that becomes the new norm. So what you thought was a new norm, maybe let's say once a week. Well, now you're reaching out 2 or 3 times a week. Well, you're probably going to end up doing that moving forward because it just became the new normal now. So you just became even better at taking care of your clients, right? So what do we call it? The new lows or the new highs? What do we call it in crypto?
Higher highs and higher.
Yeah, so that's probably what's going to happen with everybody on the front. Their standards are going to be that much higher because they had to put that much effort into it to get us over the hump.
Yeah, we're getting to a new floor, right? So once we push a certain point, that breakthrough becomes our new floor, right? And then we're going to the next level, and then that becomes a new floor. And as we do that, and the team gets acclimated to the new level, we're like, man, there's a lot of things going on, but all very exciting stuff. I'm like thinking about the stuff that's happening, and I'm just very, very excited. I think it's something about a challenge that just excites me and like gets me locked in. I'm like laser focused because I'm just the importance of everything that's happening. I'm reminding the team like we are in a very critical time in the business. Right now, more than ever before, you need to be better than you were before. Right, you got to step up your game. You got to pay closer attention to details. You got to more than ever dot your I's and cross your T's. Right, like those little attention to details that we gotta have everyone step up and lean into. So just exciting, Yeah,
because if you zoom out, and I'll talk specifically about the dev and product part. If that's does what it's supposed to do, and I even asked you this the other day, I was like, "Hey, dude, like we're banking everything on this damn thing. Is it gonna work?" He's like, "You're like, fuck, it has to work." Or
we don't have a choice.
We don't have a choice.
Make it work.
And you said it so like cordial, like real chill. Cog has to work. I'm like, all right, let's roll it, right? So that. Once that's there and it works the way it works, lights out, because every little thing that's been kind of chilling that hasn't been able to be implemented and deployed and worked on now gets to be deployed and worked on and everything. And
it gets to be deployed and worked on in an environment where there's full visibility on what we can do to iterate and make it better and better over time, which is just like, that's what I'm most excited about.
Yeah. And I don't know if competitors watch this or what, but good luck, homie. Pretty much. Look out, dog. Like, it's a fucking wrap. You know how much work and effort.
Who are impersonating us on.
Yeah. F you guys. But
keep it up.
It's a wrap, dude, because the amount of people who don't know the amount of months that damn thing has been worked on behind the scenes. Nobody knows about it. Still nobody knows about it, what exactly it does.
Yep. It's a secret project that's really, really critical to us getting to the next stage. So I'm just beyond excited and for what's coming down the pipe and for where we are going and what we are doing, And so it's just a matter of it just takes time. It doesn't happen as fast as I would like it to, but it just takes time and patience. Patience is just long suffering, right? That's all it is to me. It's just long suffering. It's how long you want to suffer to get to the destination and get to the end desired outcome. Fortunately for me, the Lord has prepared me. It's prepared my hands to suffer a great deal to accomplish the goals that I've set.
I would say this business has really challenged my patience, because everything we've done prior to this, you can make a change or whatever, get the feedback within 48, 72 hours and say, did that work or it didn't work? Cool. Let's run with it or change it. This one, you're like, fuck, dude, it's like 2-3 months, bro. Like something are we gonna see something or what? It's like,
long suffering. You just got to figure out what to do in the meantime, you know? So it's been, and I think that's the thing about it, is just everything up until this point, just in preparation for this moment in time for the company. And for me, I'm like, I'm fully convinced that God has properly prepared our hands for this moment. Right. And so that's why I'm not stressed. And that's why I think, and that's really important for, I'm like, man, God, I see why you've put me through the ringer, because if I was not calm in this time, can you imagine the panic that's
and I know you're calm too, because there was some time, like I think it just happened recently. Like, I didn't tell you this, but I was on my computer and I was like fucking like irritated and pissed off about something, or I don't know what it was. And then you sent me a video inside Voxer, and it's you on your boat, and then you're making a video about Charlie for a potential ad, and I just see how happy you are. I'm like, I gotta get on that level, dog. I need to start noticing this bullshit. Like, so
so it's just like one of those things where, you know, at the end of the day, you know, we got to control what we can control. And that's the thing that I focus the team on, is like, we got to be able to control what we can control. And then the things that we can't control, we pray about and leave it in God's hands. You know, so I'm like, what can we control in this moment in time? What are the things that we can execute on at a really, really high level that are going to get us through this turbulence? Right. And for me, I don't sugarcoat the fact that there's going to be turbulence.
Oh yeah. We told the team today.
Yeah. I think leaders, in an attempt to try and save face and keep their team from freaking out, they try and downplay the chaos. And they try and downplay like how bad things can get. And I'm like, oh, guys, like, don't let my demeanor fool you. Shit's hitting the fan and it's going to get rough.
That's what we said on today's morning call. You weren't there before you jumped in, and I told the team, I'm like, hey, like, I know Iggy's not here. A couple other guys are not here today, but they had a bunch of stuff happening right now. And I go, hey, like, we got to buckle down. Dev needs, like, look. Then I clicked on the board and I'm like, look at all this crap, dude. Like, we're losing, you know, we could potentially lose some clients. The AMs and CXC need to buckle down, put extra work and effort, and, you know, just saying all this. Then you come in a little later in the meeting, and then like 2 minutes later, you reiterate it. So it's like, oh yeah, okay, you know, well, it is what it is. At least you told us, like, now they're prepared, instead of like sugarcoating it or like hiding from it. And they're not prepared.
One thing that I think no one on my team, any team that I run, will know, like, they'll never doubt whether or not I'm willing, I back down from a challenge. Right, that's still like the consistent theme with every team that I'll run, is like, we embrace the challenge, we embrace the suck. And when people run from those challenges and they shy away from it, we pursue it and we run towards it with an inexpressible joy and jubilation that others around can't explain. Right. And that's the attitude that I want every team that I run, every company that I'm a part of to have, is like, when the storm is coming, we run towards it, and we run towards it with a kind of joy, like kids in a candy store, just super excited for what is going to be on the other side. And it's just funny. I think about the analogy with like, I think it was oxens, or there's some type of big animal. Forgot the name of it. Bisons possibly, but bisons or oxens, they chase the storm, right? So they'll pursue when there's a storm coming, whereas most animals will run away from the storm. These animals actually run towards the storm. Right. And the reason why is because as you're running towards the storm and the storm is coming towards you, the amount of time that you spend in the storm is actually less. You get through the other side.
You go
but
through
when
it
you're
quicker.
running away from the storm and the storm is chasing you, it's eventually going to catch up to you. But you're going the same direction as it. So unless
So
you're
you're
running
just stuck
faster
under
than
it the whole time.
Exactly. So unless you're running faster than it, like it's chasing you and you're going to be in that storm the entire time. Right. So you might as well just turn around and face it head on and let it pass over you so you can get through to the other side. Right. And that's how I look at challenges is like, if you run away from it, it's eventually going to catch up to you. And when it catches up to you, it has momentum. So it becomes even harder and it can just steamroll you. Versus if you face it head on early on, you can run towards it, build your own momentum and get through to the other side. You're not going to be unscathed. You're going to have some scars, you're going to have some wounds, but you're at least through to the other side. You can heal, get stronger, reevaluate, and prepare for the next storm that comes. Right. So that's kind of like when I saw that and heard that story, I was like, that's really how I am. And that's how every team that I want to run needs to be, and how every leader that's going to be on my team, you got to embrace those challenges and you got to look forward to it. You got to run towards it so that you can get through to the other side much faster than it would be if you were being a wimp and trying to run away from the storm. You're not going to outrun it. It's going to catch up to you. But by the time you reach the end of the line, this storm has got full momentum and it's going to steamroll you. And that's what most people experience. All right. So I just refuse for that to be my experience. You know, we're going to face it head on, nip it in the bud, take our licks like men and women, and get through the other side stronger. All right. So that's kind of it. I mean, there's not much else that I kind of want to dive into. And any final thoughts for you?
Final thoughts. Don't be scared of a challenge. Don't be scared of eating shit. Don't be scared of stuff that happens in business, because it's going to happen, and it's going to happen over and over and over and over again. If you don't want it to happen, go get a 9-to-5 and work for somebody else. You don't have to deal with it. The other person has to deal with it, but you don't. But if you want to be in this particular seat, either it's a high level executive position, or it is an owner or a founder or
any kind of leadership position,
any type of leader position, you're going to deal with it, and you're going to deal with it from the higher ups. And then you're going to deal with it from the people below you, because they're going to bring you all the shit that they're dealing with. So if you don't want it, don't be in the position.
Yeah, don't be a leader. So, but yeah, for those of us who are listening, hope these kind of sessions where we just talk transparently about all the shit that's going on, you find it helpful, and how we're processing it, we're kind of verbally processing out loud, and hopefully you find it helpful. Share a time if you're going through it, drop it in the comments. And if you find this helpful, let us know. Until next time, stay calm, change lives, and have business on your terms. Peace.